You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very excited for today.
I'm very excited for today, yes. This is one of the best shows ever done, I think.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
When I started watching it, I just ended up watching it and I had to run it back because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be taking notes and stuff.
I kind of did the same thing. I was like, wait. I should be
back.
Listening. Yeah. Instead of just watching the entertainment part of it, I'm like, oh, you gotta be actually taking notes on stuff so I can research and do things,
So today,
for the podcast that we're on,
Yeah, right? Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about We Are Lady Parts, season 1. So that's only 6 episodes, but it's a very impactful 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. The second season is just as impactful. Don't worry about that. I've seen it twice now, all the way through. This would be my 3rd time watching it. When I very first watched it, I immediately texted you and I was like, you have to watch this.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to make you watch it.
Yeah. And then you made me watch it.
And then I made you watch it.
Yeah.
Because I was right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking to embody female empowerment.
Yeah.
This is it. Mm-hmm. This is a great representation for that. So.
Well, and they struggle with it, too. That's the great part, is that it's not all woman power. Yeah. It's they have their issues and they struggle with it and try to work through it. And it's just great.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah. Does a good job highlighting some of the deeper struggles that those of us who grow up cisgender women, face in the patriarchy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then within that, they're Muslim women. So
yep, that adds
with very
whole
deep
other
faith,
labor.
Right?
Yes.
With their religion. So that struggle is even stronger with their identity.
Yeah.
And the parts of their identity.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. As a woman, I really, really like this show.
Mm-hmm. So, shall we talk about the history of the show or whatnot?
Sure. This is a musical dramedy. That's what I called it.
Okay, sure. There are comedy moments. I find it more comedic than you do, I think.
Yeah. I think because I'm ADHD about it and I'm like, ooh, this, ooh, that. And I'm looking at costuming. I'm looking at what people are saying. I'm looking at relationships as a therapist. It's just a lot. It's a lot of things. It's like me in Vegas, except I don't go to Vegas.
Shiny.
It is. There's a lot of that. So a lot of hummingbirding around.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, trying to
so you
follow everything.
You miss the comedic elements a lot
Some
of the
them.
times.
I think one character in particular has pretty good lines, but or actually 2 of them have pretty good lines. But yeah, so it's a musical dramedy, I think.
You will get songs stuck in your head. If you watch this or if you've already watched this, you probably already got them stuck in your head. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I currently have one stuck in my head.
Uh-huh.
So that's okay, though.
It's not bad.
I'm mulling on
They're
it.
not bad songs.
Oh, no. They get you jam out in this show.
Right?
Yeah. You find yourself shaking your shoulders and your head and you're tapping your foot. You're
really enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So anyway, it was created and written by Nina Manzoor, and it came out in 2021. And filming took place in England in several different places.
So before we get too far away from this, did you catch that it actually started out as a short?
No.
Yeah. So it started out as what they call a blap over there. It was a specific thing. It was only 15 minutes. So I watched it.
Okay.
And it is similar but different. How do I describe it? It's very different. They had different actresses for Syra and Bisma.
Okay.
So that changes how it was. They changed who Momtaz was. They had Momtaz as the manager, but she wasn't really a manager. She just hung around and brought the good weed. That's how they had her in the short.
Okay.
And that's very different to the Momtaz we get in the actual show.
I really like that character.
Yes. Taz is great. So they changed a lot of the pieces. There wasn't the voiceover of Amina. It actually just panned to her, and she would look straight into the camera. So, yeah. And the short was created or released in 2018.
Oh, wow. Several years before the actual
And
show
then
got
it
off the ground.
So
Okay.
that was on Channel 4. It was released. And then Channel 4 worked with Peacock to create the actual show.
I did not know that. That's interesting. Cool.
See? It was very different. I would say they made great changes and made it better.
Yeah, your face says it was not that good. I'm just going to say.
It was okay. They just made it better.
Yeah, it seems like they leaned in. And exasperated or even highlighted is not even the right word. Elevated? Dug in to
Okay.
the actual character development and...
Yeah, they let the characters be who they are.
Yeah. I mean...
But made them all still dedicated to the band. That's the key, I think. That they were all dedicated to the band and each other in different aspects.
Yeah. And to themselves.
And
right?
to themselves, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just found the short really interesting in comparison because it takes a lot of what the first episode was and puts it into the short.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because the first episode's pretty good, actually.
It is. Yeah. I'm not saying the short's bad or anything. It just they elevated it, made it better than what it was. And they changed the characters a little bit.
Okay.
And made them care more about the band, I think. It wasn't just... Because in the short, a lot of it was Syra loving the band.
Right.
And then the other characters were just kind of there. They were part of the band.
Ornaments.
A little bit, yeah. And now they're all part of the band.
Synergy.
Yes,
The
synergy.
word.
Synergy is the word I'm looking for.
Okay, trigger warnings. Actually, unless you're like super sensitive, there's not really a whole lot in here. Overbearing parenting, sexism, racism, bigotry, discrimination, heteronormative concepts, religious representation.
Duh.
I mean, yeah.
It's a Muslim punk band. Duh.
kind of expect that. Smoking, cussing, vomit, knife throwing, anger representation, anxiety representation. I had to throw this one in. Impaling.
Impaling?
Yeah, Amina gets shot with a cupid's arrow.
She does, in her own head.
That was slightly disturbing.
In her own head.
But it is represented and depicted.
It is, but it's in her own head. It's not, there's no blood or anything like that.
No, but it is an impaling.
It is.
Sexual content, patriarchal limitations, misogyny, gendered social and religious constructs, stage fright,
yes,
identity struggles, emotional pain, and emotional repair, which I had never listed that before, but I was like, oh, that sounds good. So, yeah, these were different.
Yeah, they were different.
Yeah.
Because there's no blood, guts, gore. Yeah. I think the worst that they get is cursing. Oh, darn.
Yeah, I was looking at like touching and stuff like that, and it's appropriate touching.
Yes.
So like hugs and things like that, that seems appropriate. It didn't give it, it was implicit consent, depending on the situation. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I was watching for that, but I didn't find anything.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the cast.
Yes.
So I'm gonna list the women in the band only.
Okay.
Because there's a long list of cast. Amina is played by Anjana Vasan. Syra is played by Sarah Camila Impi. Bisma is played by Faith Omole. Momtaz is played by Lucy Shorthouse. Aisha is played by Juliet Mohamed.
I think so, yes.
And I apologize to all the actresses if I got any of that wrong.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of apologies in this one. Again, just like with when we were talking about Rita, if we get anything wrong, blanket apology now.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Right? We are going to do the best we can with the accents we have and being fully American and not in the Muslim community or...
And if we get it completely wrong, call us out, please.
Right.
Please do.
Yeah, correct us. Please.
Please get us. Please tell us.
Which reminds me, we should mention we are on Blue Sky.
Yes, we are on Blue Sky. You can contact us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow us on Blue Sky.
Follow us on Blue Sky. You can make comments on our posts. Yeah.
We always post a little teaser beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can follow us and then you'll get notifications and stuff in that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get notified beforehand what we're actually watching.
Right? We do release it. Yes.
We try to let you know. So, shall we just go through the episodes?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about headdress first? Like, we
Sure.
see everyone in a headdress for the most part. Or
Sure. Let's
all
talk
the,
about that
all
first.
the all the band members wear some kind of headscarf.
Almost all of them,
headdress. Yeah. Head wrap is also what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my research about that, in the text that they read and stuff, and they learn through this culture, the Muslim culture, it's called a veil.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can choose.
The hijab?
Yeah, the hijab. Then that's a general term. The
Yeah.
hijab. There's several different types.
Of course.
So yeah, and I just actually wrote. We don't have to go into all of the types, but I wrote which character wears which type.
Okay.
So Amina wears just a general hijab.
Yes, she does.
She does wear pastel colors.
She does. So I looked up colors, and actually, there's not an outright ban across Muslim culture for any color
Or pattern.
or any pattern or anything like that. There's no outright. Some different communities will have different ideas on that. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, and
it's actually the same with music. I looked that up. That is a continuous debate that they're still having on if you can do music within
Oh, interesting.
Islam.
Wow.
It's a continuous debate because it's not mentioned in the Quran at all.
Do you have any idea as to why they want to put some rules around this and regulations around it and parameters, protocols, whatever you want to call them?
I mean, I have my guesses, but you want to go ahead?
It's to monitor self-expression.
Well, that's part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
and these ladies seem to have more freedom in that. To
Yes,
be able
and
to
that part of that
choose.
is because they're in London, right? They're in the Western world.
Right.
So that's part of it.
And they're not a part of any kind of sect, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're just part of the Muslim community in
Right.
this area.
And Amina wears a hijab,
She does.
but her mom does not.
No.
So I found that very interesting that, she leans more conservative than her parents do.
Yes, that's actually a very big part of Amina's life, right? She's way more conservative for herself than her mom is.
Yeah.
And that's where they bump heads sometimes.
Yeah. The conversations got really fun.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of their quotes.
I'm sure you do. Anyway, so Aisha seems to wear a Shayla style with her hijab. It's tight in some areas and formed to her head with the flow of the fabric hanging from her shoulders. And typically, I did see another scene where it was hanging from her hair in the back. It was her hair was covered, but it was sort of hanging in this beautiful draping. So it has to do with like adhering to the head and then draping it from there. It's beautiful how they can sort of.
She always, and I don't know if you've caught this, she always pins it behind one ear, so one ear is always out.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
That's
so then
funny.
she can wear an earring. She always normally wears like a chunky
Oh,
earring.
I didn't notice that. That's
And then
funny.
the other ear is covered. So it's
That's
one
great.
earring is stick
That's
out.
great. I love it. Yeah. Momtaz wears a niqab
Yes, she does.
covering all of her head, shoulders, and parts of her face with the exception to her eyes.
She also wears gloves.
And she wears gloves, yes. And man, the different sets of niqabs that she has, beautiful fabric, beautifully done,
yeah.
beautifully made. Like I'm gonna guess some of them are probably not machine made; they're probably handmade
Probably
within
I
the
don't know.
community. I'm just taking a guess because of the way that they're made. But man, they're beautiful. Bisma wears a traditional African printed fabric, and she forms that into an ankara, which is a type of turban for women. So it's not necessarily a hijab. It's more in keeping with her own African heritage, and
It
it's
is.
tighter, right? And it's knotted and formed on top of her head. And Syra does not wear any kind of veil covering at all, and
No, she
even
does
wears a
not.
short haircut.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. So that's all of the hair coverings.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we get started on the episodes?
Nope.
Okay,
Let's go.
let's go. Let's start with episode 1.
Okay.
Play something. So the way it's introduced actually matches the short almost.
Oh, yeah?
It does have the voiceover, which the short does not. But the way it's sort of introduced, where Amina is meeting a potential spouse per the request of him to have both parents meet at the same time, all of them meet. Yeah.
Is it traditional to have parents and child meet with the potential mate?
Not always.
Okay.
But so I looked up Muslim dating.
Right.
So in the traditional sense, Muslim dating is not really a thing.
I was going to say, do they even do that?
Not really. So I looked up multiple articles, and there was one Muslim woman who talked about her whole experience. And basically, she talked about how at the very beginning, what it really is the first meeting is not a date. It's basically them figuring out where each of them stand and them interrogating each other to get to a baseline.
Amina interviews in quotes.
Yes.
For a husband. And then I put a bunch of question marks.
Yes.
I was like, what is going on here?
That's how it works. And then meeting the parents is after that. And then they decide if they want to continue forward with it.
So in my assessment of the first scene, the gentleman in question.
So that was his choice, right? So he chose...
Right. They all seem more traditional and more conservative in the religion than, say...
Amina and
her parents, especially her parents.
Yes, her parents.
Who embarrass the crap out of her by literally talking about her crap.
Yes.
Like,
they do. And they
I was embarrassed for her as a parent. I was like, oh my. Okay.
They also bring up things that are traditionally not haram, which haram means not part of or forbidden by Islam.
Right. It's not permissible.
It's not permissible. It's banned. All of those words. Yeah. So it's not haram. So they bring up that she does music and she's wearing bright colors.
Wow. Yeah. Really embarrassing her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Poor thing.
So that whole first date is first meeting. That's what you would call it. It's not really a date.
I was going to say it's not really a date. Yeah.
And then she goes on another first meeting, but it's not with the parents, right? It's with Hassan. Amina does, and that's later in the series. Later in there,
different guy completely. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, but this first one is different, very different.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they were compatible.
No.
Yeah.
No, because Amina's not that traditional. She's just not.
She, in the beginning,
I think wants to be.
Yeah, she leans in that, right?
That's because of what society and her friends are telling her.
Yeah.
And we find that out.
Yeah.
So there's also a mention, and this happens over the course, just a FYI. You didn't add it to the trigger warnings, and I just thought of it. Something that is brought up is Harry Potter.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yes, so it's brought up two different times. And the first episode, Amina mentions that he has Dementor eyes.
Oh.
And then also they have a song called Voldemort Under My Headscarf.
Oh, yeah.
So those are Harry Potter references.
I didn't catch that.
Again, Harry Potter, while J.K. Rowling is not a great person, and has said so.
She's an abhorrent human. I'm just going to put that out there.
I was trying to be kinder.
Oh, no. Okay. That's all out the window because she stopped being kind. So I'm not going to be kind back to her.
That's fair. However, Harry Potter is still part of the general zeitgeist, especially in London.
Yeah.
So just be aware it is there, but it's not. It's more of a reference to it because that's what they grew up with, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more like language, right? It's an expression in language. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's part of the zeitgeist now. It's not really about the show itself, anyway, or the movies itself, or the books. So just an FYI, it is there.
Yeah.
Those are the only two references to it that I caught. So shall we go through some Arabic words I caught?
Sure.
Because there's a lot in that first little meeting with that guy. There's a lot. So they ask her if Amina has gone on, I'm going to say this wrong, Hajj. And that's the annual Islamic trip to Mecca.
Oh.
And so part of Islam is a mandatory trip to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. If you're capable, if you're physically able to go, you're supposed to do it at least once in your lifetime. So that's what they were asking, is has she done that yet? Because the earlier you do it, the less likely you have to do it later.
Okay.
So
Mandatory.
it is mandatory if you are able to
Interesting. Okay. So that tells me that that person is more traditional than I thought.
Yes, very traditional.
Yeah.
So there's also a word they say, it says inshallah. It's mentioned a couple times in the whole series, but in the first episode it's mentioned within like the first 3 minutes.
Okay.
And it basically means in the literal tense, it's if God wills, or God willing.
Okay.
In everyday speech, it frequently means, or is suggested to mean, uncertainty or lack of commitment or an open-ended response to requests. So, yeah.
In the context of the first meeting, what does this mean now?
It means that she's not as committed, and they're worried about her being committed. And that's them saying that they're worried about her being committed.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Because another of Noor's friends says it later when she mentions something about, I can't remember what she says, but it's not traditional.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that the other set of parents picked up on that. Okay.
And then the last, that was it. Those are my, I have one more, but it's for later in the episode.
I got a few too. But that's, yeah.
Okay. I have one more, and it's for later in the episode, and it's, I believe it's pronounced oud, and it's agar wood, aloes wood, eagle wood. It's a type of wood. Literally.
I was about to ask.
Is it a type of wood? Yes, it is a type of wood.
Okay.
And it's fragrant and dark, and it's used in incense and perfumes, and it's mentioned to be in the soaps that Asan is selling at the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I might have said that wrong. Apologies.
Right. So it does clip to the band, right?
It does. So it cuts to them playing one of their songs, and it's "Ain't no one gonna honor kill my sister but me."
Wow. Yeah.
It's a very, very big difference from this sort of traditional meeting of the parents to this.
Right.
And so I looked up an honor killing to make sure I had the right idea of it. So an honor killing is a type of murder in which a person, usually a female, is killed by or at the behest of a male family member or her male partner. And normally it's done because she has dishonored the family in some way.
Right.
So they're turning it on, the band is turning it on its head and saying, you can't kill my sister because I'm going to do it.
Just put the responsibility back on the females.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is interesting. I did pull a quote from that.
You did?
Somebody asked, what's worse than a wank?
Oh my gosh.
And somebody answers, hemorrhoids?
Is that part of the song?
No, this is conversation. Because they said something about, I can't remember what they were talking about, somebody was a wank or something like that. And they're like, what's worse than a wank? And somebody went, hemorrhoids? And I was like, that is hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of hilarious quotes.
The reason
like
I
that.
wrote that quote down, though, is because the writing
is very good.
The writing is superb. Yeah, this is really, really good.
So once it cuts the episode, once it cuts the band, it then switches into Amina explaining who all the band members are, which is great because then we get to see all of their outside lives that we don't actually normally get to see. Like Mom Taz working at a lingerie shop.
Oh, yeah.
Or Syra working as a butcher. Or
Right.
Bisma being a graphic novelist. And Aisha working as an Uber driver.
Right.
They don't come up very often, but they do sometimes come up.
Right. Well, and it also is part of their livelihood.
Yeah.
It's part of the expression of themselves. And it is a marker for each of their identities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Syra working in a butcher shop seems apropos.
It is.
Considering she wears her anger like a sweater. Aisha, same thing with her Uber driving. Complete rage, right?
She's so done with everyone in
Right?
the car.
And they seem happy in their anger, which is a weird way of saying that, but they're content to be there.
Because
they
that's
have
where
no intent of changing.
That's where they get a lot of their creativity.
Right?
It even happens with Bisma too, because her graphic novel is
I love her graphic novel.
her graphic novel is called The Killing Period.
Right.
Which is about a group of women who on their period become homicidal maniacs.
Right.
Ta-da!
Just lean into the hysteria, man.
Right?
Right? Yeah. And that's good stuff. Yeah, the expression of being female, cisgender female.
Yeah.
And the limitations of being able to express yourself seem to come out here.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom Taz working in a lingerie shop is the juxtaposition that anyone needs to see, with her having a conversation with women about what are you looking for? And she lists off all these things about what kind of sex are you looking for or whatever. And she just rolls off her tongue like she's been doing it for years. And the look of her, right? You get this, when you judge a book by a cover, right? Mm-hmm. You see nothing of Mom Taz.
Because she's wearing the full niqab.
Yeah, she's got her fingertips showing and her eyes showing. That is it. She wears these awesome boots, combat boots, punk boots, whatever you call them. And that's it. There's not anything else. Everything else is covered. And for her to work in a lingerie shop that, where it's the opposite.
Right.
Very little is covered. Like how little do you want to cover is pretty much the question in that shop.
Basically what she was asking.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? And she even mentions, what is it? Shag me kindly.
Right.
And then what's the other one? Shag me something.
Shag me rough?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And the woman is like, shag me kindly?
Question mark? She's like, okay. She goes and gets something.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's a statement. I think,
a statement.
Too, that Mom Taz, the way she dresses is literally for herself. Mm-hmm. She has no judgment of anyone else.
She explains that later, and we'll get
to that. She does, but just the juxtaposition of her working in a lingerie shop tells you that information.
It does.
It's her expressing herself in an environment where you wouldn't think that would be, number one, accepted, but then also you'd think you'd have to wear the items of the clothing store, I'm guessing.
No, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to. So there's a lot of freedom in that. And
there is.
I think that's part of the statement here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then we go back to Amina, and she's
so dreamy-eyed in this one. She's so
dreamy. She's very dreamy. She is talking about her music, and it's mentioned Don McLean.
Right.
She's got a poster in her closet that she can hide away.
Right.
There's also a poster of Janice Ian, and we'll get to that. But let's first talk about Don McLean.
Don McLean. Yeah.
Not John McLean. That's a very different person.
That is a very different person. Yeah. Don McLean.
Oh, am I saying it wrong?
I think so. Don McLean.
Don McLean.
Yeah. I have a little bit on him.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure. He's an American musician that is famous for the song American Pie.
Yes, he is. If you don't know what that song is, that's the 8-minute song, and he repeats the line, the day the music died. Mm-hmm. That's what it's referred to as nowadays, because that's he's talking about when Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens died in the plane crash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a very famous song.
A very famous song. If you don't know it, I highly recommend.
So I wrote down, because I looked this up, although Amina admires him greatly, she doesn't sing any of his songs in the show.
She doesn't. What's the little vignette then? With the sock puppets
in the closet.
Yeah, with the sock puppets.
I looked that up. I'm glad you asked.
What is that? Because I assumed it was one of his songs.
So I didn't assume. I was thinking it would have been, because I didn't know if the two connected.
Or even one that he wrote or something.
So do you recognize the song from the closet?
No.
Okay, I do. So it's called Constant Sorrow, and it's actually from 1913. And it's been reiterated and rechanged, and a bunch of people sang it. And I was in there and listening on Spotify going, that's a good rendition of that. And there's females, males, doesn't matter. People have sung it. They've rewritten
of course
how to say it. And this rendition that she sings is about herself.
Well, yeah.
So if you listen to the lyrics and everything, she actually is telling herself on herself. Yeah. But yeah, Constant Sorrow is actually a really good song, and it was the way I know about it is from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou with George Clooney.
Gotcha.
And he sings it in that movie. Gotcha. And that's how I know that song. But it's actually much older than that, being written back in 1913. It wasn't even produced until 1928.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was even 15 years later before it even got put out into production.
Interesting. Okay, I just assumed it was one of his songs, but I guess I'm wrong.
No, yeah, wow. It has nothing to do with Don McLean.
No, that's
which
really
I thought was super interesting. Yeah, because it is a country folk song.
It is.
Yeah, and it's folkly sung.
Yeah,
which is how she sung it. And there's several different types of ways of singing it.
Of course.
It's been the renditions and changes have been changed, and I would like to hear a rendition done is I'm a Human in Constant Sorrow and see how people come up with that. So
if you want a songwriter out there,
right? If you have a hankering
and you're looking for inspiration,
right?
Try to write that and then go back to your other stuff and see what happens.
Actually really liked that whole closet scene because, in the LGBT world, you come out of the closet.
Right.
And I think that's part of the representation that's
here.
Bit. Her identity has literally been shoved into a closet.
By herself and society.
Yeah, with her own understanding of where her placement is in society.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with her parents, actually.
No, her parents didn't do that to her.
Yeah, she scoffs them.
Yeah, she
gets annoyed.
She gets annoyed by them.
She
gets annoyed by them, and the mom has some great lines.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites is, I don't see why you're in such a rush. Your father was a fucking nitwit beef before I married him. No offense. And then the dad responds with none taken. She also says a little bit later, I threw away my youth on a good-for-nothing man-child. No offense. Dad says none taken. Because he knows it's fucking true.
Right?
But yeah, Amina's mom is great. Seema's great.
Yes.
So the other poster in Amina's closet is Janice Ian.
Okay.
And so I had to look her up.
Okay.
So she's a singer-songwriter who was most commercially successful in the 1960s and 70s. She has signature songs called Society's Child, Baby I've Been Thinking. That's from 66. And then she had a 1975 song called At 17. Mm. She's now a columnist and science fiction writer.
Oh, wow.
She also came out as lesbian in 1993.
Wow. Okay.
After a big divorce.
Okay.
And then, she released an album at that point, too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I failed to mention Don McLean is still alive.
Yeah, both of them are still alive.
That's very interesting to me. Yeah.
Both of these people are posters in her closet, and they're both alive.
That's very cool.
So Amina goes to the butcher shop, and then she leaves in a rush because she doesn't want to be a part of the band, right? And then they have the charity thing.
Yes. My goodness.
So she sees Asan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch the coupling reference?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She says, perhaps. And then walks over to him.
Yeah. So for those of you,
reference there.
For those of you who don't know who,
it's what.
For those of you who don't know what coupling is, it is a UK comedy.
It is.
I
fairly
guess,
popular, I guess.
I guess I don't know. We don't live there, so
we haven't looked it up yet, and we haven't watched it for this show, but we will.
Yeah,
it is on the
I've
list.
seen that show 4 or 5 times. Yeah. Anyway, it is a really good comedy, and that makes sense. Yeah. Actually, I like it. I like that they referenced it back to another UK show.
Right. So episode 1 ends with Amina puking in a bucket. Just FYI.
She got found out.
She did. She was on stage. Anyway, so episode 2 is... Sorry, I remembered how everything got weird. Like, there was a poltergeist happening, and then them just breaking down the door in her PhD lab.
Oh, yeah. She held up a scalpel. She did this karate chop thing, and then she's, like, holding up a scalpel.
Syra just goes, knock, knock.
Because she knocked down a door.
She did.
Which, okay, in my head, because
in our head, I don't think that actually happened. My guess is that was Amina's imagination of it.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, she is very imaginative and dreamy and daydreamy. She's very daydreamy.
She is
about her understanding and conceptualization of her real world.
Right.
Yeah. So that makes sense. And she imagines that the door gets pushed down by the band. So that is funny.
So there are some words that I should probably educate about. So at one point, I think it's Mom Taz walks into Bisma's apartment and says salams. It's just a general greeting, everybody. That's all it is. It actually literally means peace.
It does, yeah. You're bestowing peace on someone.
Yeah, a lot of the Arabic words that they end up using are some kind of greeting a lot of the time. That's what a lot of them are.
I have one that's...
There's a few that are not, but anyway.
Controversial, but we'll get there.
So...
They convince her to go to practice.
They do. So they do convince Amina to go to practice by dangling Asan in front of her.
Basically, they leverage a person.
Yes.
And also leverage her interest in...
Desire?
Yeah, desire is like a better word. To get married and to have a partner. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to say... Amina's mom has some of the best quotes throughout this because her whole thing is don't put your money on a man to help you.
Yeah, don't put all your
eggs in one basket.
Basically. But it's don't get consumed by the heteronormative search for a partner, right? There are other options. And her mom is trying to steer her from being trapped in that.
Yeah, she in this episode alone, she has this great quote. There's more to life than husbands, you know. I mean, you go chasing all these serious brothers, but do you ever think for a second, will they care for your needs? You know, in the bedroom, your feminine requirements, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Mm-hmm. And then she also says it's my parental duty to talk openly about the bees in the trees.
Yep, I had that too. So what comes up there, this is the controversial word. So she says, Seema says, what if you run off to Syria and marry a jihadi?
She does.
And I was like, what's a jihadi? Because I've heard the word,
okay.
But I wanted to look it up and I'm glad I did because it can go both ways, right?
Yeah, it's normally an extremist, right?
Well, over here in America, that's it is used in that way. It's used with military terms and things like that, and in terrorist terms and stuff like that. But actually, that's not what it's intended.
Oh.
In this context, it is though, because in Syria there is war. I wrote, I can only assume that Seema is referring to a Syrian jihad who is in the militant group Al-Qaeda. Yeah. So that's what she was saying. She didn't want her to just run off with some,
whoever. Yeah. Just because she wanted
random guy that she fell in love with or supposedly fell in love with and ruin her whole life, right? That's what she's trying to avoid. So, yeah. And of course, Amina is like rolling her eyes the whole time. And then the dad just walks in.
Because who's marrying a jihadist?
Exactly. He just walks in on the conversation.
He does.
It's a big old facepalm moment. I think Amina's about done. But yeah, that's that scene. It's really good.
Yeah, that whole date with Amina and Asan was awkward. It was very
They're
cringy.
both awkward. It's great.
Well, it's awkward because Amina societally knows that she's supposed to be interrogating him, but that's not what he's doing.
No.
Because he's doing the Western idea of a date, right?
Right.
Where you
He is
slowly get
so
to know-
far the other side.
He is.
He's very modern, metrosexual, dare I say, that he represents that
I guess an
in
interesting
the
way to
Muslim
describe it.
world. Yeah.
I guess. Sure.
I mean, he is very male, right? He wears outfits and sweaters and shit.
But he's very Western.
Shows off
about
his
it.
chest hair and like he has these moments where he's expressing himself what everyone would say is a normal cisgender male. But then he also has these moments like he's a complete dork. And
Yes.
he doesn't know what to say. He's socially awkward.
He is.
Like, he doesn't
he
even
really
know how
is.
to hang out with other Muslims. It's just so funny to me.
It really is. It's wild.
So he's trying to find his footing in this date.
Yeah.
And Amina is like, I'm not having it.
Right.
You got to follow the rules, man.
Well, that becomes from Noor, right?
It does. Yeah.
That because she calls Noor in the bathroom, and then after that, that's when she starts interrogating him a little bit more. It gets
Right.
a little weird, and then they try to leave, and it's even weirder. It gets not weirder. It gets awkwarder, which I didn't know was possible, but it was.
Which amplifies Amina's anxiety.
It does. Anyway, so there's some conversation back and forth between them, and
Even in text, they were awkward.
yeah, it's the real reason why you should, if you're going to not want to continue seeing somebody as a romantic partner, but still would like to be friends, put it all in one text.
Right. Just
Don't
send
send
your thoughts.
multiple texts,
Right.
because they'll interpret it differently
Yeah.
depending on where they start reading
Right.
it.
Right. Timing, people.
Timing.
Timing.
Timing. Anyway, so they end up not continuing to date, though Amina's friends and Noor and all of them, they think she's still dating him.
Right. And then societally,
Yes.
she reaps some of the benefits of them thinking that.
Yes, because she was the last of her friends, I
Right.
think.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
She's one of the last of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, at the end, she comes up with this great song. Well, they come up with a great song based on her rant. Because she says, "You knew she's a thirsty nobody that will jump if you dangle any passable male in front of her. You knew I couldn't resist a son when you offered him up. That's my problem. I lose my mind over every Bashir with a good beard that smiles at me."
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up Bashir to make sure I understood that.
Oh, I did too.
It's a
yeah.
common name. That's all it is.
There actually means something.
It does it? I
yeah.
could only find a common name for it.
So what I got was, in general, Bashir means bringer of good news.
Yeah, that's the meaning of the name.
Right. But if you take it in context with Bashir with a good beard, it is referenced as a satire of a man who backs away from his relationships with strong, independent women.
Right. Anyway, this is the first time Amina really starts to gel with the band.
Right.
She comes up with the song, well, part of the song.
Right.
They help her create this, and then she does a guitar solo.
The synergy has been found.
Yes, they start
Yeah.
to gel really well. And she says she feels lighter, braver by playing with them.
Empowered.
Right? Empowered, until then she runs into Noor, and then she doesn't feel like that. But
Right. I do have a quote from that practice that they had.
yeah, sure.
Cheese bread is a tool of the patriarchy.
Yes. So that was part of Syra. So that was part of... I was going to get to Syra and Abdullah.
So funny.
So Syra and Abdullah are having this sort of spat, because Abdullah's not saying what he wants, and Syra is just... She likes the status quo. Syra likes where they're at.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to go any further. Abdullah wants more.
Yeah.
And
But he doesn't communicate that well.
But he doesn't communicate that. So he mentions marriage because Syra brought it up, because that's what Amina's looking for. Mm-hmm. She mentions something about how Amina's probably already proposed to Hassan on the first date.
Almost.
Almost. It was close. But So Cyrus says this line, well, marriage was invented by men as a way of making alliances with other men. Here, marry my daughter, and I'll give you a couple camels and this cheese bread.
Right.
Which is when she says the cheese bread. And then she also continues with, it's a tool of the patriarchy. That's my opinion. People should do what they like.
Yeah. Which means they get to define their relationships however they want.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's where it comes down for Syra.
Right.
She likes where they're at. She doesn't need more. She's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to point out in that little conversation, Syra and Abdullah are watching The Thing from 1982.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's the movie they're watching.
That is hilarious.
Anything else for episode 2?
Yeah. So I wrote a little note about when Syra and Aisha storm into Hassan's bedroom.
They just stand over him.
And I thought, how to flip a patriarchal, image on its head.
And he's like, can I get some privacy? And they're like, no.
No. Yeah.
How'd
So
it
the
go?
whole issue with Hassan is a flip of the I mean, how many times are women put up to be sold, to be representational, to be arm candy? Like, how many times have we been the object that is to be passed around, right?
And there's a whole discussion about how should he lead her on to keep her in the band long enough to do their competition the audition that
Sound
they want
smashing,
to do.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
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 There's a whole discussion on that. And Syra's like, lead her on a little bit. Aisha's like, no, don't do that.
Right?
Don't do that to her.
The whole time he's laying in his bed, he's like, pulling his covers up a little bit more. And he's like, is there any way I can get any privacy? No.
No. Syra eventually sits down in his room.
Right? Yeah. And the angle, too. I mentioned the angle of the camera, like it is above the girl's head. So we're looking down on the bed.
We're looking down at him and then up at them.
Yeah. And so the power dynamic there, the angles, I just thought that was just beautiful cinematography. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it was mentioned, but Hassan is Aisha's brother. That's why there's that power dynamic.
Yeah. I don't know who's older.
We don't know, and I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
Because the whole reason why they convinced him to do it was because he messed up her car. He scratched her car. That was...
Oh my gosh.
That's the whole thing.
The plot thickens.
You scratched her car, so you have to do this. Oh my gosh. It was literally a scratch.
That's so funny.
Anything else for episode 2?
Yeah. So I think part of the end of this episode is where Mom Taz is trying to convince the band to go online and
that was part of it.
Build profiles and to sell, to market themselves, right?
Correct.
And Syra has another really good line. It says, the internet is where creativity and truth go to die.
Yes.
And I thought, well, that's pretty strong.
She continues.
Statement.
I have more of it.
Oh, okay.
She says,
go.
If you put our music online, it'll be ripped off by insert corporation here to sell Pop-Tarts and iPads to fentanyl sniffing infants with the sole purpose of lining the pockets of Silicon Valley technocrats. Fuck that. And then Bisma, of course, goes, fuck that. And then was like, wait, hold on. I'm on the online side. Syra's a great leader.
She got all caught up in the...
She did. She was like, fuck that. Oh, wait, hold on.
Protesting of it, yeah. Yeah. Syra's completely against being online. I'm not sure entirely what she was thinking about with marketing her band, or if she was even thinking about marketing her band.
She's completely against being online, but she wants to get the band out there.
She does.
There's this dichotomy.
And Mom Taz has this really strong...
she has an argument of... She says, we've already got 30 followers. Look at them. They're us. Younger us's when we didn't know peeps like us even existed.
Yeah. Yeah. Online's where it's at. You have to get online to... You
do.
So this is kind of the reference to Back to the Closet.
Right.
So there's a thread here going. So Amina's in the closet singing Constant Sorrow. Mm-hmm. Woe is me, I'm in the closet, right?
Gotcha.
And then I can't remember which character does it, but they pull the sign down from the stage and she's outed. And her closet door.
Syra, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Syra. So her closet door, in quotes, right, is now opened.
Yeah, that
and
was
she's
in
been
episode 1.
Found out, right? And now going online is similar to...
Yep,
just
Momtaz and the rest of the
yeah,
band
did
it.
Yeah, you're now out. Yeah. So it is a coming out of kind of process. Yeah. Yeah.
And that can be scary.
It's super scary.
Yeah.
Because you're facing not only judgment, but then also the opposite of judgment, which is, praise and
Right.
likes and,
Right.
shares and all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyway.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Episode 3. Earth Natives.
Right.
So, Amina is living this double life because she hasn't told Noor and the rest of her friends that she's in lady parts. She doesn't plan on ever telling them because she's only supposed to do it for the audition. So, right now she's doing practice and then trying to help Noor with her engagement, which, I meant to mention, Noor's engaged and she has a ring.
Yeah.
So, engagement rings are not part of Islam
Oh, really?
at all.
So that's an
Rings are
embracement.
not a part of it at all.
Huh.
So that's a Western introduction. Same with the engagement party, which we'll get to,
Yeah. So
which is in this episode. But it's all...
Is that Christian influence then?
Yes.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah, it's Western influence.
Well, and Western implies Christian.
Yes, but nowadays, married and wearing rings doesn't always mean Christian.
True.
Especially nowadays.
It's a symbol of promise.
It's a symbol that,
Yeah.
So they don't do that. That's not a normal thing. It has been adopted by people, but it's not part of their traditionally. Again, this is all traditionally.
That's interesting that Nora would.
I know.
Yeah, because she seems very Muslim, right?
In this episode, she has an engagement party,
right?
and it's split up by genders and all that.
Yeah.
So
I looked that up.
Engagement parties are not a thing for them either because they don't have an engagement. It's we're going to be wed, and then they get wed. That's it. That's how that works.
But she wants the big fanfare.
She wants the big fanfare that comes with an engagement party, and so it was completely up to them to separate the genders and do all of that. That was all them.
I looked up why they do that for the wedding. They don't know, since they don't have engagement parties. They don't. Yeah. But so this is it's an imposed ideal from the actual wedding ceremony into the engagement party, which is mixing Western with Muslim, I guess. Apologies if I'm making the assessment wrong. But
I mean, we might be completely wrong, but
we might be. But it's to promote modesty and privacy.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just a symbolism of that.
And it's also just to keep the genders from doing things because premarital sex is not a thing. So
are people in danger of doing that in engagement parties?
Reduce temptation by keeping the gender...
temptation to do that.
Yes. Keep genders separate.
Gotcha. Okay. Because, people have a hard time keeping it in their pants.
Yes. On a general basis. And that's just all across the board.
We're all walking around just having sex in corners and shit.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
The human race is doomed.
Anyway,
we can't keep our clothes on.
That's Noor's engagement party. So that's happening. Plus, they're also Amina's helping Noor plan her actual wedding.
Yeah, so, Noor and Amina are best friends. Yeah, they're claimed to be best friends.
They're supposed to. They've known each other since they were really young. But Amina's doing that, but also doing lady parts, and she's trying to keep it separate. And so Noor and her friends figure out, and I put that in quotes, that Amina's not actually going to labs like she keeps saying, go to do her labs for her PhD. She's going to see Hassan. That's what they think she's doing.
Yeah.
When in reality, Amina's not even dating Hassan anymore.
Right.
She just hasn't told Noor yet.
Right. So she lets the lie. Lie?
Fester.
Yeah.
So Amina's living this double life and gets really stressed out with it. So Lady Parts takes her out to the middle of fucking nowhere.
Right.
Countryside.
To someone else's land that
oh yeah.
They get caught on.
Bisma calls it the Shire, which is a reference to where the hobbits live in Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
So
Lots of references. I guess it makes sense with being England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Bisma has some great quotes here. She says, "Just relax and lie down. Feel the earth. Mother Nature says chill." She also said, "This land is ours. We are Earth natives. Our forefathers fought and died in the white man's wars to the express purpose that we would be able to sit here on this here land and smoke her doob."
Right?
This here doob. Sorry,
Yeah.
I miswrote that.
It's okay.
It's just great.
So, a reconnection to Mother Earth while also smoking a result of Mother Earth.
And trying to relax.
Right.
They scream, they dance, they smoke, they do whatever, they create a fire. Bisma also has a great quote here of, "You've got to own your freakiness before your freakiness owns you."
Mm-hmm. Basically, you have to parallel yourself down to a human in your own human experience. And it really doesn't matter what other people think, even your own band members, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. It really matters what you think as a person and how you're interacting with your world.
Amina finally starts to relax here.
Yeah.
Starts to let go a little bit.
Yeah. Embracing her punk side.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
And then she comes back all feeling better about herself and feeling better about being a part of everything. And then she runs into Noor and the friends. And one of said friends sent the wrong playlist, and that sent her down a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, Noor, says something about you learning from your mistakes. It's one wrong playlist. It's fine.
Right. But Noor takes it. She's kind of a bridezilla, I'm just going to say.
Well, yeah.
She takes it as a personal attack on herself, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's because of the songs that were in it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. The playlist was...
It had Thong
Risque.
Yeah. It had Thong. It had...
It was anti-Muslim woman, I guess would be the right way to put that in context of this show. So, yeah. That makes sense. But I think Noor was out of place to completely push this other woman down.
Well,
punch down.
So we don't know.
To punch down. The poor thing was crying her eyes out.
So we don't know how it started. Was she already crying, or?
I mean, even if she was already crying, why punch down further? The way Noor talked to her and talked about the situation.
Well, because that's who Noor is.
So mean.
She says it. She's like that to everyone, including herself.
Oof.
And that comes up more in season 2.
Yeah.
So eventually, moving on from there, Asan finds out that he's invited to Noor's engagement party because he's quote unquote dating Amina.
Right. Which he didn't know he was.
And
Amina didn't correct it.
Didn't correct it and didn't tell him. So he just goes with it. He's like, "Sure, I'll be there. I'll go with you as friends. It'll be fine."
Did you catch what he called himself?
What do you mean?
He called himself I don't know if he said token or but he said your male escort has arrived.
Yes. So the reason he said that is because of the movie she referenced in the bus. She said, "This reminds me of the movie with Deborah Messing and Dermot Mulroney, which is The Wedding Date." It's a romantic comedy that came out in 2005. Deborah Messing's character is going to a wedding, and the best man is her ex-fiance, so she hires an escort to take her to said wedding. That's where it came from.
Gotcha.
That's why he's like, so I'm the male escort in this situation.
Right. So he keeps saying it too.
Yeah, so he just continues with that. Yeah.
I mean, for Hassan, it seemed to give him a role,
right?
like some kind of clue as to what he was even trying to do.
Right.
You know, Hassan's a good guy, right? He's a green flagger. He tries to do the right thing. He felt horrible about how the whole date situation fell apart and all of that stuff.
He did. He felt really bad.
So he felt like he owed her a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, we'll just make this even.
Yeah. And then he was making light of it and trying to be funny, which some of his jokes don't land, which I find hilarious.
Well, it doesn't land with her because she's a very serious person and he's very jokey.
Right. Because she's too involved in her own head.
She is. She was not paying attention to what he was saying.
She cares about what other people think.
She does.
Which comes up multiple times.
So one thing I wanted to point out was when Hassan picked up Amina. So Seema, Amina's mom, opened the door.
She probably had to go change her underwear.
She was, oh, wow. Well, he called her auntie. And I was trying to I had to look up why. So basically, it's a sign of respect.
It is, yeah.
In a lot of different cultures, not just Muslim.
Right.
It's a sign of respect for an older woman who's not your mother.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But she swooned on him.
She did. She was like, oh my.
And I love that she allowed herself to swoon on him. So I think that's fun. Oh, I love how Syra basically stormed the engagement party.
She walked in and was really confused.
She's like, wow, it's a really sausage fest in here.
What the hell is going on? And then she sees Hassan talking to Amina through the curtain. And
well, she asked the groom, where are the women folk?
Right? Where are the women folk?
Which is not her language, right? She doesn't talk like that.
She was sort of trying to be polite, but also get to the point, guy.
Right? I don't have time for your patriarchal shit.
But she sees Hassan and Amina talking to each other and then tries to go off on Hassan and then is like, well, we just have to go.
Yeah, Amina's like, no, don't worry about it. Yeah.
And then Noor walks up. I can't remember what Amina said Syra was.
Oh my god, it was like sister-in-law's sister or something like that.
Sister's cousin or something.
Yeah,
it was like really long. And then there's a family emergency. I gotta go.
And Hassan puts his hands to his face.
He's like, oh, a family emergency. Oh, no. Gotta go. All because they're trying to make this audition. Because Amina wasn't paying attention to the time.
She wasn't.
She was supposed to go to the engagement party, leave in the middle, and then come back.
Right. Slip out, then come back.
Yeah, she was
trying to do it without Noor noticing.
Or anybody.
Right.
Anybody noticing.
It did not work.
It did not work.
In fact, I would think that taking Hassan with her actually made it worse.
Probably.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. And then that didn't work. And then they go to the audition and they're late because of Amina.
Right.
And they don't have time for a sound check, so they just get started, and Amina freezes.
She does. Did you catch that they were auditioning in front of white men?
Yes, 2 white men who are, I guess, like the producer people, and then another white band.
Right, and the one guy who's supposedly in charge was like slumped in the chair.
Yeah.
Had his hand in between his legs, with his legs spread apart, like the whole shebang of male dominant body language and even language like you know, I have 0 time for you have no representation here, you know, you're 20 minutes late, you've wasted my time,
right?
Like all of this stuff, like 0 compassion, like negative compassion, yeah. So, and which pisses Syra off even more because she's super sensitive to that vibe, right? And
Aisha gets mad at Amina.
Yeah.
For causing this. Syra's mad at the whole situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we find out more about Syra's position after.
As things go on, we'll talk more about her. But,
right.
I don't have anything else for episode 3.
No, that was it. That's all I got. Oh, wait. Let me just double check my notes right quick. Oh, so at the engagement party, did you catch this? That Hassan, like, fumbled in the conversation with Noor's fiance? Because Noor's fiance is trying to, like, have man talk.
Oh, yeah. Is that when they first greet?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be the guy that Amina created.
Yeah. Hassan is just a horrible Muslim. He just is. Because
he's just like, I go to the local mosque.
Right? He says that, and then Imran is the fiance, and he's like, so who's your imam, and you know, which mosque do you go to? Like, trying to make conversation. And poor Hassan's like, and he just could not. He's like, you know, the one with the beard, and he wears a beret, and Imran's like, oh, okay, so he's hip.
He's
like,
very hip. What?
He's like, you know, your local mosque. He just could not. Hassan could not pull himself out of that conversation fast enough.
No.
He was just so awkward in that. I thought that was hilarious. But I looked up what an imam is, because I don't know if anybody knows what that is. But it's a faith leader in the Islam religion. So, yeah. I thought that was funny.
So one thing we didn't talk about in episode 3 was the discussion between Syra and Abdullah. Well, really the outburst of Syra. Because she just outbursts something about how she has a sister.
Right.
Who is no longer with her. Right. She was passed. And Abdullah gets really upset that Syra hasn't told him that she had a sister. Has a sister.
We don't know how long they've been together, but obviously
6 months.
long enough. Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. So it's long enough for her to have at least revealed some things about her family.
Right.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like talking about her family because, as we find out, her family is not supportive of her.
Yeah. She's not free to be her.
Exactly. And
I'm assuming she comes from a traditional Muslim family.
Well, we'll get to that. We do meet 4 of them.
Well, yeah.
So, but from this point, yeah. And Abdullah's really upset about that.
I mean, it speaks to her mental space.
Right.
She's very happy to stay angry and stay in the safe space of her creativity where her anger also stays, right? Because she draws from that. And what she's angry about is her life before all of this.
Yep.
I mean, the band is her expression of that.
It is. It's
stuff.
Also, the band members are her family now.
Yeah, those are her sisters.
Those are the people she would call.
Yeah.
If she needed something.
Yeah. Yeah. And Abdullah is not really a part of that.
No. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get her. He doesn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is yet one more person that doesn't take the time out to get to know her. But part of that is on her side too.
It is.
She does not let go or reveal much of who she is. So her, Syra and Amina have a lot in common in that they're not true to self. There's a lot of hiding. There's a lot of emotional constipation.
That's a way of phrasing it. Okay.
You know, things are moving slowly. There's not a lot of processing happening, right? So,
well, the band is their way of processing.
The band is the way of processing, and it does create that safe space. And when the synergy happens, you can tell the actresses did so well in portraying the energy from that, right? And how the space is kind and open and free and, you know, just feral, dare I say, you know, and primal. And women don't get to be primal.
Not really.
We don't get to be angry. We have to walk around this earth demure, covered, you know, and yet in closed doors, we have to be ready, willing, and naked. It's just, which is what their songs talk about, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's Syra staying angry is her cloak. It's her ability to protect herself. It's her armor.
It is.
And Amina doesn't use anger for that.
A really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to take
you're
that
right.
stuff
Amina
off.
doesn't do that. She's very happy-go-lucky in comparison to
But
everybody
that's
else
the
in
same
the band.
kind of armor, though.
It is.
She's a yes person, right? Yeah,
She is.
sure, I'll do that. Yeah. And it's also in keeping with the Muslim faith, right? With, you know, is this halal or not, right?
Many faiths, many societies.
Well, in this particular context, right? It's in the Muslim faith. But yeah, she's very much wanting to keep in the halal aspects of it all. Yeah.
All right. Anything else for episode 3? Okay. Moving on to episode 4.
That has like the best title.
Godzilla.
Right? which has a quote around that, but yes.
It does. I actually didn't write it down. I have it. I just let her speak.
But it's towards the end, so it is. We'll get there.
We'll talk about other things first. Mm-hmm. So they ride home. It's very tense. And
she said she was an unwilling saboteur.
Right. So Mom Taz hasn't given up. She's continuing to try to get the band online and post things. She continues to post. It's like daily or even hourly posts sometimes.
Right.
To try to get fans. Amina tries to go back to no lady parts and just being doing her PhD and trying to get a man and helping Noor with her wedding. That's what she tries to go back to.
Yeah, they make up and
Noor and
they
Amina
repair their relationship.
Repair that, yeah.
Yeah.
She repairs it by saying that she's not dating Hassan. That helps.
Right.
So Amina tries to go back, and then she tries to give up the guitar, which is named Fabio. So she tries to go give it back.
So I got it that she named Fabio.
Possibly.
Fabio. The way that the conversation went is that Syra's like, what?
What? Who's that?
But then she lets it go because it's not important, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that means that
Amina named
the guitar that she borrowed.
Fabio. Which makes sense because of romance novels. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, Syra tries to convince her to stay. Mm-hmm. Amina to stay in the band and says, you froze. You didn't puke. That's progress. Mm-hmm. If you want to be in the band, I will do everything in my power to help you with your anxiety. Only if you want it.
Yeah. Syra believes in her.
Syra does, which is crazy.
I mean...
But I get it. She sees it.
So Amina doesn't believe in herself.
Yes.
She doesn't believe in her own talents. I don't know how that translates to her PhD academic area, because it seems to be that she's really confident there. But again, we're talking armor. We're talking that's a closet we're comfortable in. We're safe here. I'm accepted here. Right. I can, move around in my own little confines and my own rules and stuff like that within this program.
Yep.
Of course, being in a PhD program, they only want one thing from you, and that is your brain.
Right. To
be streamlined and siloed into this one particular area. And being, PhD, you're siloing even further and micro, basically, into one subject or research area.
Right.
So, yeah, she's actually made herself so small that branching out into the punk world is an explosion for her.
It is.
Yeah.
So, after that, it switches gears, and we're at Bisma's apartment. Abdullah and Wasim are talking.
Wasim stepped in shit so deep, I don't even know if he's going to be able to crawl himself out.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to get out of that. So, he says that Abdullah should allow Syra. So that's slang. That's the slang I've got. The one British slang I've got. And that basically means to let them go, break up, let them go.
Okay.
That's what that allow means.
Okay.
So he says Abdullah should allow Syra. Mm-hmm. And come meet up with this other girl, Layla.
Right, yeah.
And Wasim steps in it because Bisma is standing there. She was doing something on the other side of the room. She pops in and she goes, just so I'm fully clear on what you have just said. You've just said in front of our female child, no less, if a woman puts her work before a man, it's a reason enough to, as you put it, cut and run. And then he tries to backpedal and tries to fix it.
Oh, this is the whole... Again, yes.
I didn't mean it that way. And Amani is sitting... The daughter is sitting right next to Wasim and is actually shaking her head at him. No, you're... No.
Like, you stepped in it, dude.
You stepped in it, Dad.
And I'm going to pull away now because it's getting all over me.
Right? And Bisma goes, daughter, I think we should depart from this place before we choke on the fumes of this toxic masculinity.
Uh-huh.
And then she walks out going, mm-mm.
Wasim's like, damn it, I have a lecture coming later.
Yes, you do.
Oh, Wasim. Mm-mm. I don't know if there's enough detergent, dude.
He stepped so far into it.
Oh, the Uber ride. That's next.
Oh, does that happen next? Yeah. So
Aisha picks the girls up.
she does. She picks up Imani, Bisma, and Momtaz, I think.
Yeah.
And she has an Uber fare in her car
She
already.
does.
And he's like, I'm going to be late. I didn't order an Uber pool.
And Aisha's like, shut up, Winston. So funny.
Just let it go.
But I find it great that they surround him in the car.
They
he's
do.
Sitting in the middle. Oh, yeah, I guess he got forced to be in the middle of the back seat.
He did.
And the camera angle is like on the back seat for the most part. And he's like grasping his briefcase. And, you know, again, this is a flip of the patriarchal type thing. Because how many women are attacked
And forced in this kind of situation.
Yeah, in these situations. And he's completely uncomfortable. You can tell. His body language is all sucked up into him, and he's like, "I didn't consent to this." You know, and we're like, "Shut up!"
I just want to get there.
Right? He's like, "I'm gonna be late," and Aisha's like, "I'm not having it."
I don't care. I'll get you there.
Yeah.
When I get you there.
And he asks if she knows them, and she's like, "No."
Why would I know them? And then they start talking.
Right? She calls them my people.
Right, my people.
Yeah, that was so great. These little scenes, right, that flip the patriarchy on its head and give some kind of sense of what women go through all the time. Cisgender women specifically go through all the time of being the object, being chased, being pushed, being forced into all kinds of situations.
Yep.
And yeah, I just think this is a wonderful little vignette of that.
This is why this show is so great. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
So Momtaz started talking to Zarina.
Right. The influencer.
The influencer who works at Yellow Tongue magazine. And Zarina wants to interview and feature lady parts. Great, fine. That sounds great. So they have to get Syra on board. They eventually do. They still don't have a lead guitarist because Amina's not fully back yet.
Right.
So
in the conversation in the butcher shop.
Yes.
Momtaz is trying to convince Syra to do it, to be on board. And then Amina pops in and she's like, I just want to be in the band.
I just want to do it. And then Syra's like, I'll do it. I'll help you.
Yeah.
And then Momtaz is like, we're doing Yellow Tongue magazine, right? She's like, yeah, whatever.
Syra's more interested in helping.
She was more interested in helping Amina
get past her anxiety. Yeah, for sure.
Get us a lead guitarist, and then we can do the magazine. That's what she was thinking.
Yeah.
But they were happening at the same time.
They were happening at the same time.
So Syra takes Amina to a poetry reading, which is spoken word thing, which is put on by Wasim. That's one of his things. Is he's a poet. He's an artist, just like Bisma is. Of course, that was the night when Abdullah was supposed to meet Layla.
Right.
And that's why
the stars aligned for.
Right. That's why Wasim was like, I didn't know Syra was going to be here. But Syra has a great line to Amina. Because Amina's freaking out. She doesn't want to do it. And Syra says, feel the fear. Really feel the fear. And do it anyway. Move through it.
I thought what Amina did up there was perfect.
It was pretty good. I mean, she was just expressing herself rather than reading the poem, which is fine.
I mean, spoken word doesn't have to be.
It doesn't.
Full words or even... Because she ended up, like, making grunts and other kinds of sounds.
She did, because she was stuttering a lot and trying to get through it.
I mean, in neurodivergent terms, she went nonverbal in a way.
She a little bit did,
yeah. But she receded inside her own head to then feel the fear, right? And she
eventually just says, I want to play.
Right.
I just want to play. I want to do it.
Right. Yeah.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
So Syra quotes a famous poet rather than one of her own poems,
Right.
which is opposite of what Amina
She
did.
goes before Amina.
She does.
To kind of warm up Amina a little bit.
Right.
And show her how it's not so bad and
Right.
all these things. Yeah.
So Syra quotes a poem called Speak, written by Fez Ahmed Fez. He was a Pakistani poet and author of Punjabi and Urdu literature.
Wow.
So it had to be translated into English.
Yeah.
He was one of the most celebrated and popular and influential Urdu writers of the time. His work and ideas remain widely influential in Pakistan and beyond. So outside of literature, though, he was also he was described as a man of wide experience, having worked as a teacher, military officer, journalist, trade unionist, and broadcaster.
Wow. Okay.
He had a lot of experience, not just being a writer.
Sounds like somebody I need to look up.
Right? So the poem, as far as I could tell, was released in 1941, but I might be wrong.
That makes sense. Man, 1941. Okay. So I have the poem.
Okay.
Would you like me to read the poem? It's really short.
Okay, go ahead.
Speak, your lips are free. Speak, it's your own tongue. Speak, it is your own body. Speak, your life is still yours. See how in the blacksmith's shop the flame burns wild, the iron glows red. The locks open their jaws, and every chain begins to break. I'm going to cry. Speak. This brief hour is long enough before the death of body and tongue. Speak. Because the truth is not dead yet. Speak. Speak. Whatever you must, speak. It's pretty powerful.
It's very
Especially
powerful.
during this time, right? How the world is being pushed to not speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great expression. The show itself is a great expression of not just women empowerment, but human empowerment. To not let the leaders, right, that are trying to impose so much power over our livelihood and our life. And we must speak. We must speak up.
Yeah.
As humans, we have to. We have to exist to resist. We
do.
have to. Sorry.
It's okay. Take a breath.
Okay.
Well, going from there, Syra sees Abdullah with Layla and basically breaks up with him and walks away.
Basically, yeah.
And Amina sees how upset Syra is on the bus and invites her to a sleepover.
Yeah.
She was like, "Just, you want to come over? You want to just..."
I don't know that Syra knew what to do with that moment.
Didn't. And I don't know if you noticed this, Syra's body language when Amina is telling her parents who Syra is to her.
Yeah.
Syra was really worried about how Amina's parents were going to take it.
She was like backed up against the wall.
Her arms were crossed. She was trying to be as small as possible.
Yeah.
Until Amina's mom was like, "Well, that's fabulous.
Right.
And I love the name."
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
And Syra got to see what a healthy family would be.
Yeah, where
In comparison to her own.
less conventional, less confining. Yeah. Less
Yeah.
rules. Yeah.
Even the dad was on board. It's not just
right. And we see how the next morning that Syra is like leaned into that.
she has. Well, she starts that night, right? She
does.
tries to call Abdullah
Right.
and tries to explain. She explains who her sister was, that she died when she was 16, her sister Roxana, who they called Roxy, died when she was 16 of leukemia when Syra was 10.
Yeah.
And then she eventually was like, "This is too weird," and then hung up and deleted the message before it even got to Abdullah.
But she said it out loud.
She did.
Which is a lot for someone who closets everything and holds it so close to the heart.
She said the words.
She did. Yeah.
So next morning, Amina walks down to Syra talking with Seema and Tariq.
She was sitting in between them.
She was sitting in between
so
them.
sweet.
It's very cute. But Saira is so excited because now they have a gig.
They
Mom
do.
Taz got them a gig.
Yeah.
Or Yellow Tongue Magazine got them a gig.
I think the way it's said in the show is that Mom Taz booked the gig.
I don't think that's true because Mom Taz didn't know that gig. Didn't know that that's where they were going.
Yeah, she didn't know it was that kind of place. She knew where they were going, but she didn't know it was that kind of place.
Yellow Tongue Magazine did. That's why I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. So there was some...
Zarina knew.
Zarina knew. Yeah, but Mom Taz didn't.
Mom Taz didn't.
So there was some definite
the
secrecy
place that they
going
went
on here.
to was a conservative bar. A Tory bar.
Was...
There were vote leave signs everywhere, which relates to Brexit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a
all
Tory
men.
bar.
There was
all white men.
Zarina was the only woman in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All men, all white men. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, these POCs come in to play a song for them. And Zarina ends up, so they sing 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. It's fabulous.
Oh my God.
Great. Great.
The cover is fabulous.
It's fabulous. And
fantastic.
Amina plays and she doesn't get sick. She does it. And then we see Zarina pay the hecklers that were talking during the middle of it.
Yeah. So we kind of get a foreshadowing of what's coming next.
Yeah.
But can we talk about Amina's outfit just a tiny bit?
Sure. I didn't actually take it in, so you're going to have to describe.
So Amina wears conservative light colors, right?
Yeah.
Button-down shirts with high-waisted skirts typically. And she didn't really deviate too much from that other than...
Sometimes she wears a jean jacket.
Sometimes she does wear a jean jacket. I guess she thinks that's punk.
For the punk side. Because she tries to wear, when she does the audition, going back to episode 3, she wears, she's wearing this flowery dress for the engagement party. Right. And then she puts a jean jacket over that.
Yeah, it's like a jean vest.
Yeah.
Like there's no sleeves, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the 80s called They Want Their Vest Back. But it was good for costuming.
Right.
And it speaks to her lack of education in fashion, right? So anyway, so she's up on stage and she's they're singing the song and everything, but she is wearing a black button up with like poof cap sleeves. So more feminine than what she normally wears,
but darker than what she
darker because she doesn't wear black. That's not a color she wears.
Not normally.
And it has pink horses on it. Or pink horses and cowboys or something with ropes and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
She loves
the Western.
She loves Westerns
music,
and Western music. Yeah. Country music, that kind of folk music. So she's got this shirt on. It's buttoned up like normal. I don't even remember what the bottoms are. It's probably a skirt. And her hijab is like a
that
cranberry
maroon,
color. Yeah. It's not quite red if I remember right. It's sort of a mix of the light pink with a red that would make a sort of magenta or cranberry color. And it just kind of tells you that she's leaning into the punk.
Right? She's trying.
She is trying. Yeah.
She's trying. She's taking Zyra's lead a little bit.
And
she sort of says that, right? She says they hated us. But nothing bothered Zyra. Zyra, she was unfazed.
Right.
It was kind of cool.
Right? And
so she starts to admire Zyra a little bit.
How befitting is it that it's a Dolly Parton song?
Right.
I just love it.
Right.
I mean,
so good.
Dolly Parton is a force.
She
is the mother god of country.
She is.
Feminist country music.
Right?
Like,
she's so good.
Yes. And the cover was phenomenal.
Of course.
So, anyway. Okay. And then the bar owner pays the influencer. And
no, the influencer pays
or the influencer pays the bar owner.
Oh, well, we don't know if it's the bar owner. We know that she paid the hecklers. The two people who were talking. We don't know who they are in relation to the bar because the rest of the bar was silent as shit. But
I mean, who knows what went down as far as the deal. Right? Maybe everybody got free beer or something.
Who knows?
For the one song. Who knows? Yeah.
Anyway, so that's episode 4. That's where it ends. Amina finally played. Great. So going into episode 5, we get introduction to a new song. Also great. Fish and Chips. Fabulous. I mean, there's a whole line in there, broken by the empire, raised by MTV. Fabulous.
Yes.
So they get interviewed by Zarina, and Zarina starts to show her side, her spin of this. Mm-hmm. She tries to spin it a little bit. Episode 5 is called Represent, and it's obvious why as things get going. So she interviews everybody, and they have different takes on different questions, things like that. So Taz got asked, why do I wear a niqab? Mm-hmm. And she says, well, to feel closer to God, which is obviously really nice in these crumbling times, but also wearing it makes me feel confident, like Queen Nefertiti or Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. Zyra gets asked about the band, and she says, we're sisters who pray together, play together, speaking our truth to whoever can be asked to listen. And then Bisma gets asked about if her life is based on traditional values, and she says traditional values, no, fuck that.
Right.
So that comes up later.
Right.
Because the article gets posted before anybody was aware.
Right.
Syra is nowhere to be found right now because she is visiting her sister on her birthday.
Right. She's visiting the grave of her sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she takes a NME magazine.
Yeah. I didn't know what that was.
So that's a British music, film, gaming, and culture magazine. It was a magazine first. Now it's a website. It's generally a brand. It's New Musical Express. It was founded in 1952.
Wow.
So probably very popular.
Okay.
They still have digital releases as of today. So
interesting.
Anyway, so she's reading a really old one because they're talking about Hole.
And Courtney
and
Love.
Courtney Love. So, yeah. So, Syra reads to her sister, and everybody else is freaking out about the article.
Yeah, yeah. Syra's been, disconnected for a bit.
She is.
Yeah.
She even falls asleep there, which is when her mom shows up. Mm-hmm. And we get a little interaction of what it's like at home.
Right.
For Syra.
Right.
And why she doesn't go home. On the other side of that, Asan asks about Amina to Aisha, and Aisha responds with, you fuck with her heart, I'll fuck with your face, understood?
That whole interaction was so funny because he knocks on the door and she's got her headphones on.
She can't hear him.
No. And so he comes in anyway and she's like,
knock first.
Right? And he's like, I did. So funny. The way they interact is very brother-sister.
Oh, very much so, yes.
Yeah, sibling.
So, the article, let's get to the article, paints the band in a light of not good.
The headline is Bad Girls of Islam.
Yeah. It doesn't paint them well. It doesn't paint them as trying to be powerful or using their, cultural background or their religion or their faith as part of who they are. Mm-hmm. The way it's written makes fun of it, as if the band is making fun of it.
Right.
But that's not what's happening. That's not what the band is.
No. They're a protest band, basically.
They are.
Yeah. And to be so misunderstood or misrepresented.
Misrepresented, which is why this episode's called Represent.
Yeah, just it's an insult. It's an insult on so many levels. It's an insult to punk music.
Well, it's
an insult to the band itself. It's an insult to Muslim Islam.
Uh-huh.
It's
just an insult.
It's a complete insult.
And that's what they try to tell Zarina.
Right.
So one thing we haven't mentioned is that Aisha and Zarina are dating-ish.
Right. And this is an LGBT representation of the show.
And so Zarina tries to use that on Aisha and is like, well, I respected your wishes and didn't say that you're queer. Like, that fixes all of the problems.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's not the problem.
Right.
I mean, thank you for not doing that, but that's not the problem.
Right. You respected that you didn't represent me.
Right.
Fully, but then you misrepresented the band.
Everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else that I care about.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot to that. And then, of course, Amina is also unaware of this. So Bisma, Aisha, and Momtaz are the ones talking to Zarina, trying to get her to fix it or to pull it.
Right.
Amina's also unaware because she's working in the lab on her PhD stuff.
Right.
Her phone's off to the side. She's not paying attention. She's trying to get
You know what she's listening to when she's in the lab?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Don McLean.
Of course she is. Of course she is. Why am I not...
I caught that the second time I watched the scene because I was like, I gotta go in here and find this other thing. And I'll be damned if she was listening to Don McLean when it was she was in the lab.
She gets found out by Noor and all of those friends.
Right. Yeah.
And gets
I made a note about this.
Interrogated by Noor.
Oh, they have her sit down.
They do.
Yeah. And then the looks of contempt and judgment.
Yeah. Originally, they were going to go have a Ryan Gosling movie night. She listed off a bunch of stuff. She was trying to pack up. She was trying to leave. Yeah.
Did you notice that the group of women that came in with Noor, they were all sort of matchy-match? They
always are.
Right. I think that's intentional from the costumer.
Probably.
To make them cookie cutter.
Probably.
Unified in that way.
Yeah.
We all believe the same things. So, yeah. What's interesting is one of the women in there does not wear any kind of head covering.
She does not.
But she does identify with...
She does.
Yeah, the group.
She doesn't wear a hijab, but she...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, Amina finally finds out that everybody knows, reads the article, is upset. She is telling Noor that this is not what the band is. And then Noor and her friends basically don't want to talk to her.
Right.
They start ignoring her. And Amina goes to the band. That's the only place she could go.
She said, I don't know where to go. This is the only place I knew to come.
She didn't want to go there, but that's the only place she knew to go.
Yeah.
And so they try to talk about it, but it just turns into an explosive mess for all of them.
Yeah. Syra.
Mostly from Syra.
Syra explodes like a volcano.
She does. When she explodes, it's like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, her response was to create a song called I'm going to fuck a terrorist, or I want to fuck a terrorist.
I want to fuck a terrorist.
Yeah, and that was the only line.
Yeah.
And Aisha's like, none of that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because Aisha says it doesn't make sense because she says, I like when they explode. That was one of the lines in the song. She's really upset, Syra is. Syra has gone through a lot of emotions that day because it was her sister's birthday.
Is very sensitive about all of that. And
it's also the band. It's her family.
So when she was sitting at the grave with her mom, the actress did so well with this. It was the letting down of the wall of anger and letting some grief come through to grieve with her mom, grieve with her sense of family, her legacy, her generations behind her, all of that stuff, right? And I imagine the character Syra does not get or doesn't take the time
probably not
to visit that area of emotion often.
She probably doesn't. And so her walls were already down from the morning, and then she gets on the bus to see that her band, her family, is being attacked.
Yep.
So Amina does have a great line. She finds her voice, even though it is against the band and against Syra. She says, I do care what people think because I'm a member of this society. I actually live on this planet. There are consequences for what we say. She eventually ends that rant with, no, fuck you, I quit, and walks out.
I mean, that's a lot for Amina.
It is. For Amina to say no.
Yeah.
Especially to something that she actually does like.
Yeah. And also to walk away from her family. Like you're
right.
Yeah.
Well, Amina's different.
Her sisters.
Yeah. And then, of course, Syra goes off on everybody else.
Yeah, so I think she was talking to
it.
Bisma when she says this, because I think Bisma is one of the last ones to try to
find your
calm her
zen
down.
and shove it up your ass. That's what she says to Bisma.
Yeah, but the line that caught me was, "Don't you dare shrink me."
Yes, I think
she's
that is
so pissed off.
You're not going to control this explosion. Let me be.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be oppressed.
Yep.
Yeah, she's done. She's done being oppressed.
Yep. So that's where that episode ends.
the beginning of the next one is so beautifully done.
It is. So the next episode is called Sparta. It's episode 6. And we begin with Amina seeing Noor hanging out with her friends, but not looking at her.
Right, she's sitting on her own.
Seeing her. And it's been weeks now.
Yeah.
It's apparently been weeks. Like 4 weeks or something. Or 3 weeks.
4 or 5 weeks. I can't remember.
Something. And so then she ends up singing this, a rendition of Creep by Radiohead. Of course, this is in her head, but
right, yeah.
It's very good.
Oh, it's super good. It's one of the best renditions I've ever heard, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the ways...
Because she said...
Start crying again. She cries at the end. Like her... I don't know if she doesn't... She hold her tears in or something. The actress did so well.
She does.
Yeah.
One of the lines is, of course, I don't belong here, which she doesn't feel like she belongs anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Everything blew up.
She doesn't belong with her parents. Her parents are super, non-traditional. She doesn't belong with the band. She doesn't belong with her friends with Noor.
Yep.
Like, there's nowhere for her to be. Yep. And when you're in a lab for your PhD program, that's very isolating. There's no family to be...
Exactly.
Your cohort is your family. If you have a cohort, sometimes there's programs with 2 or 3 people in it, and that's it.
Right.
So, yeah, there's nowhere that she feels like she belongs.
She fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Noor then eventually walks up to her and is like, I talked with basically my mom.
Yeah, so I have that word.
It's chic. Chica.
No, it's not.
It's not? Am I wrong?
Yep. It's called Shea.
Oh, I miswrote it.
Yeah. And I actually spelled it right, weirdly, without even knowing what the word was. But it's a respected teacher in Muslim faith.
Gotcha.
Where someone can go and seek guidance and instruction on a matter that is troubling them.
Gotcha.
And that's what she did.
So that's what she did.
Sought out her Shea.
And so she did that. And basically what they told her or got her to understand was that even though Amina did this, she's not a bad person and can be saved.
Right. She can wants her to get her back to herself.
Yeah. Basically, Noor is trying to save Amina.
This is kind of like trying to put the Jack in the Box head back into the box.
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah. Or if you ever pulled a plushie from a box and try to get the plushie back in the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So that's Amina. Syra decides to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Because her family just exploded. Her band family just exploded.
Right.
And so she goes home. It's a birthday. So
uncle, somebody.
I think it was a
grandfather.
Grandfather, something like that. And she has this conversation with her mother. Because her mother asked, "You used to be my good child. What happened?" Mm-hmm. And Syra has this great line of, "Nothing happened. I'm just not what you want."
She would compare to her sister.
Yeah, because her sister was the troubled child, the hard one.
But they were 6 years apart.
They were.
How unfair for a parent to compare
a 16-year-old to a 10-year-old
child. Yeah, and then to expect your 10-year-old to act like your 16-year-old or act different than your 16-year-old when such a grave and huge impacted thing happened in the 10-year-old's life. Mm-hmm. So it speaks to me that there was no attendance to mental health for the family.
Probably not.
Right, and especially the child. Speaking of Syra, when she was 10. So that's why she's held on to this anger so far.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we cut back to Amina's house, and Amina, I think she was getting ready, and Amina's mom comes in, Seema, with a bag full of stuff that used to be on Amina's
the closet. Yeah.
And Amina's mom has this great line, because Amina asked, "Why do you have that? And why were you digging through the trash?" And Amina's mom says, "Because you're being weird and not talking to us. So I have to be weird and go through your rubbish like a raccoon." Stop being weird.
You forced me to be nosy.
Right? You forced this on me. So a couple of the other things that we haven't talked about is Bisma gets a temp job.
She does.
Aisha crashed her car in a
did.
fit of rage.
Yep.
And so now she is having to deliver food via
Dare I say
bicycle.
she got angrier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mom Taz, on the other hand, is trying so hard to find a place for this band.
So did you notice the camera and...
Yes,
What
so
we
they
get
never
to
show her full face.
Nope.
And I don't think they're going to, and I don't think they should.
No, of course not.
I do like that the inspiration that she got came from her grandmother, mom,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
who came and brought her tea after telling her that she didn't record Bake Off.
So this is the thing about older people that I love, right? And I love that I'm hopefully turning into that kind of person for people who are going to intersect my life at any point, right?
Uh-huh.
That you get these one-liners or these little thought bubbles, and you get to say them, and then you just walk away from, you know,
Right.
little bombs.
Little truth bombs, and you
Little
walk away.
truth bombs. You just keep delay them, and then you're just like, somebody will pick it up.
Yeah, because Mom Taz is trying so hard. She's gone to a couple clubs. She's gone to a couple bars. She's even gone to the local community center
Yeah.
at the mosque.
Right.
And nobody wants to pick up this
scours
band.
the internet trying to, to
Yeah.
revive and to repair.
She's trying to find
Yep.
any way to repair the damage.
Right.
And it's just great.
Do you want the quote that the grandmother said?
Oh, I don't have it, so sure.
Grandmother says, I don't know why you just don't put it on one yourself.
Yep. And then walks away.
And walks away.
And then Mom Taz is like, that's a great idea.
Like, why did I think of that?
Right?
But that speaks to, sometimes you get so buried in your own troubles, it does help to speak to somebody.
Yep.
Hello, therapy. It helps to speak to somebody else and just sort of bounce the ideas, bounce your thought bubbles off of somebody else to get more insight. And sometimes those truth bombs smack you in the face. Mm-hmm. To pull you out.
So Mom Taz goes to see Syra. She hides in the shadows.
It was such, again, the cinematography was so awesome.
Syra falls on her bed and then goes, hi, Taz. Or
And
what are you
see
doing
this
to your
figure
Taz?
stand up out of a chair out of the shadows.
It just comes out of nowhere. But basically she convinces Syra to get the band back together so that they can put on a gig.
Yeah.
But Syra has to apologize.
Yeah, there has to be repair.
Taz knows that.
Yeah.
Syra has to apologize. And so Taz sets up this meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting at what Bisma calls a crack den.
Right. It's basically like a junkyard.
Yeah, it's a neutral territory, as Taz says. So Syra can apologize, and she eventually does. And Aisha's like, I can't, because you're being too weepy now. You've lost your edge. It's too sad.
Bring your anger back,
Right?
man.
Get your anger back. I get it.
Yeah, it's so funny. But they do end up repairing.
They do end up repairing, and then they have the gig at this quote-unquote crack den.
They do.
So
can we just talk about Amina's dates? Because
let's go back to Amina's dates. So Amina is
the rotation of
going on dates put on by Noor. And Noor is there as sort of a chaperone. She's watching over them to make sure that they go well. And all of the dates have something crazy wrong with them.
These specimens of men.
Right.
And I use specimens here on purpose.
Right.
Not quality, man.
No.
Not quality.
One of them says, I have room in my... I'm financially able to have another wife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The last one says something about her being naughty and then asks if she can do blowjobs.
Yep. I wrote that down.
In a restaurant.
Yep. Public space.
Public space. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what the other guy says.
I don't either, but...
They're all in that vein.
Very cringy. Mm-hmm. Privileged power?
Yeah. And so Noor is trying to help
because
Amina.
They're shopping Amina?
They are.
Again, we're back to the woman being the object. But this is the thing.
And Noor is helping.
You're right. Noor,
quote unquote.
Perpetuates that.
Yeah. So Noor is sitting by. She's sort of a chaperone in this case. To make sure that things go well. And yeah.
I mean, the traps we put ourselves in, right? And then the trap that we consent to.
That was great timing. Anyway.
That was our dog sneezing.
That was great timing. Syra tries to contact Amina as well. And she calls Amina, it doesn't work. And then she goes by Amina's house, and Noor answers the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Syra says to Noor, it really kills you to see her be her own person, doesn't it? She says it to Noor, because Noor is trying to put Amina in this box.
Mm-hmm.
And Amina's letting it happen.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, again, if we go back to the Song of Creep, right? She doesn't know where she belongs, so...
She falls back with Noor because that's safe.
Yeah.
It's the safe option. And so Amina tries. It doesn't work. Or, I'm sorry, Syra tries, and it doesn't work. And she's like, I've done the best I could.
Yeah.
That's eventually what she comes to.
And they move forward with putting on...
And they just move forward without her.
Mm-hmm.
They have their gig. They're ready.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we haven't talked about before we get to the final end is Abdullah.
I thought that was such a cute exchange.
There's a run-in. Syra runs into Abdullah on his route. I think he's a postman.
Yeah.
So she runs into him on his route, and Syra tries to apologize. She stumbles through it all, and he's like, I make us unofficial.
Right. He flicks her because she flicked
that's
him
how that works.
into a relationship. Yeah.
We're officially unofficial. That's what he says.
Yeah.
By the power vested in me, I unshackle you from my evil man domination.
And did we see a smile on Syra's face?
Yes, we did.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
that was cute.
I didn't think those muscles worked on her.
So, yes. Her and Abdullah are good now.
Yeah.
They're going to be civil. They're not going to be in a relationship, but they're going to be civil because Wasim and Abdullah are still friends. Yeah. They're going to see each other every now and again.
They're in the same circle of friends.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're going to see each other. Yeah.
So, moving on to the end. Amina is trying to figure out what to do with her life because she just ran away from that date, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last final bad date. And Amina's mom comes in to talk to her and says, I know you're different to me. And although it may not look it, I do have a few years on you. I will say this, and I hope you listen. I think it is vitally important, more than anything, that you do exactly what it is you want to do. Not what anyone tells you to do, not what anyone expects you to do. What you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Amina interjects with, it's not that easy. And Amina's mom says, I know. It's never been that easy, but it's crucial.
Right? I love Amina's mom.
Amina's mom hands her what Syra left, which was the manifesto Syra has about the band.
Yeah.
That's what got left for her.
Wow.
Because this was the last ditch effort from Syra,
right,
to get Amina to the gig.
Yeah.
In any possible way.
Where she's wanted, accepted, she's free, she's feral.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so Seema, Amina's mom, leaves her with that and goes get ready, basically.
Right.
Because she comes back all in ready to go. And Amina...
Her parents.
They were all ready.
They lean in. They just lean in. It's great.
So Amina eventually decides to go do the gig, and they've already started.
Right.
That's okay. And so she eventually joins them in the middle of
Champions.
We Are the Champions.
Yeah. Which is befitting to
it is.
The
and they have fans now.
And
they're
kind of skipped
merch.
over a little bit, but they meet Noor in the
They do.
In the drive or whatever where their cars
Because Noor
parked.
was coming back over to see how Mina was and, continue on finding a date for her.
She tells her, this is who I am. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Join me or don't.
Yeah. And it kind of breaks that relationship a little bit.
It does.
Again.
A little
right?
bit. A little bit. We do see more of Noor in the next season.
We do. Yeah, and there's some growth there.
There's growth on Noor's part. But yeah, the whole thing it ends really well. Amina still pukes, but she continues on.
I think that's hilarious. She just all the people that care about her, even Hassan is like, ugh.
Everyone
They all
stops.
know something's going on. And then she like skirts off the stage, pukes, and then she comes back. She goes, "I'm okay." And then she's like,
Well, she says Sparta,
"Oh, Sparta, yeah."
and then they move on.
Yeah, and then they move on. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a great ending to the show for sure.
For the first season.
For the first season,
Highly
encourage you to just keep going.
Yeah, just watch
the
it all.
season.
Just watch it. There's 12 episodes in total, and I hope there's more.
I hope so too. I mean,
I haven't heard anything about a season 3, and I really hope there's gonna be something about a season 3.
Me too.
Because they deserve it.
We deserve to have representation like this.
We do.
Yeah. So kudos to all of the writer, creator, Nina, and the actresses that portrayed these ladies. I mean, just
everything's so good. You guys are great. Yeah. So that's We Are Lady Parts, everyone. Well, first season.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I love this show.
I do too.
I love. Yeah, I love it so much.
There's something it does, just like it speaks to my heart, right? And it's current. There's no past for me with this show, other than the child me who wanted to be in the punk band. And I will say this little tidbit that the first time I watched it, I was like, I have to color my hair now.
Yes. So that happened to me too. I watched it and went, I was already debating it anyway because I had gone back brown for jobs. Yeah. And I'm now in a job that it doesn't matter. And I was already debating it. And then I watched the show and I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of, there was a lot of changes that we made after that, like for expression of the punk side of us.
Just expression of self.
I didn't realize when I watched it the first time how much I had suppressed it and internal oppression. We cannot let that die.
No. We've got to continue to express ourselves.
The pressures of life will do that to you.
Yeah.
So being mindful of all of your identities and make sure that they all get to sing.
Yes.
And fucking color your hair.
If that's what you want to do it. If you want to get a piercing, do it. If you want to get the tattoo, do it.
Right.
Whatever being punk is for you, do it.
Right. Yeah.
Some of them are more extreme than others. Some of them are, putting kale in cake. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's weird, but please don't do that. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Why not?
I mean, this is, in terms of the show, wear the hijab that you want. Right. Wear the patterns that you want. Wear,
express yourself however you're going to. Express
yourself that makes you you. And if it's a niqab, wear a niqab. It's how you express yourself to others, not how others want to see you. Yeah. So don't listen to their rules. Yeah.
Wear what's comfortable and makes you feel the most confident.
Yeah. This planet is huge and there's a lot of influence, and the internet made that even more accessible. So, yeah, spend the time to be on the journey to find yourself.
Yes. All right. I think we're ending there.
Okay. So, have compassion. Be kind to self. Be kind to others.
Love yourself. Follow us on Blue Sky.
Follow us on Blue Sky. And enjoy We Are Lady Parts.
Oh, yeah. You'll get every song stuck in your head.
You will.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.